a little while ago.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Trying to think of the big tight end, the big from the Baltimore Colts. I'm trying to died of CTE. I'll think of his name as
Junior
Junior Seau.
Yeah.
Now that was tragic because that's modern.
Yeah.
Right.
That's modern. But it's so many great people have died of CTE, and football is so violent. If you get out of it and your faculties are still good, as many people would say, you're very blessed. So for them not to have guaranteed salaries by the CBA, guaranteed contract money, when a basketball or a baseball player get that contract, when you hear he's got $215 million for the next 5 or 10 years, he's getting that money. When a football player signed and you see so-and-so got $80 million for 4 or 5 years, he gets maybe $35 million up front. The rest of it's got to be earned, and unless he play that contract out, some of that money is taken away. I mean, we've got a great like Barry Sanders. The Lions is arguing with him because he quit prematurely, but nobody quits prematurely. I thought when he left, he had done the right thing for Barry Sanders.
Thank you.
I am gone. I laid it on the line for you. My work speaks for itself. So
Absolutely.
Don't tell me. I remember Detroit was on talk radio talking about he owe you something.
Right.
What does he owe?
He don't owe you a nickel.
nothing.
Well, Kelvin Johnson owes too. Of course.
Well,
Kelvin
that's
Johnson said it's Barry Sanders.
I'm being sarcastic.
Yeah,
okay, all right.
that's another great. So when they start to talk about this CBA and the owners, the billionaire owners, see, because sometimes the media, we was talking about that media with our children, how it influenced people. The media will twist to the working man to where the athlete is the greedy person. What about the billionaire owner? The billionaire owner, he's got all the money. He's got the TV contract. He's got the gate. He's got the refreshments, concessions. And I don't know if you've been to a game lately, but at 65, I still am buy it. A 20-ounce beer is almost $15, and don't order a shot of Jack Daniels. That's about $15.
Right.
And then you get one of them little things for you number one, and you done bought the ticket. You done dropped $100, and I'm talking about for you.
Hey, obviously, you don't get a hot dog, right?
You don't get a hot dog. Now, say you bring your children, you get them a hat, you get them a cap, you get them a hot dog, you get them a pop. You're going to drop $300-400 on a weekend.
In 2 hours.
The average American.
3 hours, you done.
The average American has $8,000 credit card debt. So where is this extra money coming from? And the owners are getting all this greed, but you don't want to pay the people with a guaranteed contract that make all of that possible. I'm sort of funny because I tell people this. I'm an old football player, but as a fan, I'm not a fan. Because I ain't going crazy. I'm a player. I actually stood out there on some fields. I chased enough punts and kickoffs in the NFL that's respected too.
Right.
I played well in college, and that's what I tell people. That's where I really cut myself down at Purdue. Defensive end, 2 times All Big Ten, first team, 1975, 1976. And this is what I tell people when they meet me. You can look me up on your phone. I can't sit here and tell a lie because you can Google me.
Right.
You can Google me, and that's my thing. You can Google me. I played in a couple of All-Star games. So that's where I was voted captain of the team. And I was at Purdue University. That's not a black school. Right. That is a Big Ten school. So for my white teammates to have looked at me over a 4-year period, and when I was a senior, Scotty Durkin and I was chosen as captain. Scotty Durkin was the offensive captain. I was the defensive captain. So I cut my teeth down there and I proved myself. So I'm fans. I like to see them in the stands. I love the way they cheer. I still don't understand putting all that paint on no matter what it is. That gets a little freaky to me, but that's why I say fans scare me. But as a player's player, and I do a little coaching at the high school level, I don't profess to be no super brain, because as my coach, I tell Coach Jim Macon over at Central, I deal with the spirit. I'm the spirit man, because all the X's and O's, now I can teach you how to play defensive end, but outside linebackers, the fundamentals.
Right.
But the X's and O's, I'm going to let you do that. But what I can tell you, the spirit of the game, work your butt off. put the work in, love the game or don't do it, and then to not get compensated fairly like a baseball player or a basketball player, or let's throw in soccer, because the soccer guys, they have some wealthy fat contracts.
Oh yeah.
So I'm all with you on the CBA agreement.
And the soccer, and you bring up soccer, which they call
football. The rest of the world calls it football.
That's right. And hey, look at the money that these guys, Beckham, and all these guys are making millions. Beckham is buying a soccer team.
He's just getting ready to open up in Miami as we speak.
How many former NBA and NFL players have purchased teams?
Less than 1%. Less than 1%.
Michael Jordan. And what percentage does he own?
And he bought it from a previous black majority owner.
BET.
Johnson. Yep. So it's interesting that you would ask that question, because see, I'm a hard liner, and I tell people I'm just a hard man. Why can't you pay for performance and guarantee that pay? Because I'll tell you what, and this is what the regular public don't know. If you get hurt during the year, you don't get all of that money. It drops to 60, 50, whatever percentage is left.
Because a large part of that money is based on your performance.
Stipends,
like how many tackles you made, how many catches bonuses. You made. Yeah, a lot of it.
Yeah, and I think our fans are so caught up into hoping that we win that they don't get into, you've got people out there, you've got folks that you might know or want to know out there, treat them fair.
Well, I think one of the big problems is with that, well, like you were talking about the fans, is that they don't see them as human beings going to work, making a living. They see the dollar sign. Well, he's making $140 million a year. Why can't he do this? Why does he need this? They don't see the humanistic part of it. They just see the dollar signs. So I agree with what you were saying.
I like what Emmitt Smith said a long time ago. Playing football is a car wreck, and it's not just one hit. It's every play. I'm going to get hit 4 or 5 or 6 times, and it's going to be like getting T-boned at the middle of an intersection. I was watching a game with someone who knows me well. She has known me since college. Sylvia Wilson, she goes by the name of Wilson. And a guy made a hit, twirled in the air and hit the ground, and she said, "How do y'all stand that?" And the only answer, now you got to remember, I'm 65 now. When I was 18 or 22, I'd have never felt it.
Right.
I'd have bounced up. I told my mom when I first started playing football, because she was real religious, she said, "Boy, how will I know what'll happen if you get hurt?" I said, "Mom, number one, nobody's going to ever knock me out. And if I am out, I'm going to get to one knee." And that was my promise to her. I don't care how hard you hit me. I'm going to get to one knee. Now, they might have to come and get me, but I'm going to get to one knee. But just luckily in my career, from probably about 12 years old to 22, 12, now about 24, about 12, 13, 14 years, I never got hit so hard I had to ride the cart off the field. Mm-hmm. But I got dazed and boomed and what they call it, get your bell rung. That was the old expression.
Unfortunately, I got my bell rung, and they had to get the cart.
You were offensive tackle though, right, Jeff?
No, well, actually,
defensive tackle.
My freshman year, I went from offensive tackle over to long snapper.
Oh, head down.
Head down. And back in the day,
you could hit them.
If they didn't block down, you were in trouble.
Because they put the nose tackle over you, and his job was to beat you into submission.
Well, you know what? I got hit so hard, I didn't know where the heck I was. And I woke up, I was in the hospital.
Most fans.
When I left the hospital, I was in Texas. That's the truth.
Most fans don't know this. The first thing they ask you when they run on the field is where you at.
Yeah.
Because if you can't tell them where you're at, they know you're hurt. You got, hey, we're playing Notre Dame, we're playing Iowa, we're playing whoever. But if you can't say that, where you at? I'm in San Francisco. I'm in Yankee Stadium.
Right.
If you can't articulate that, they know you're in trouble. And now with concussion protocol, and you were saying something interesting, the fans look at us as robotic, gladiator, machine.
Yeah.
No, we're not. we eat, we breathe, we hurt, and after the death of Kobe, which was extremely sad and tragic, you find out we cry too.
Yeah.
That's right.
You know, everybody want to say, don't no man cry. You go in the locker room after a tough loss, and it don't have to be the championship. It can just be the state rival. It can be the crosstown rival. You're going to see some tears.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You're going to see, so we're human too. So if we're human, treat us like human. And that's why I tell you, I don't understand fans. I am a player's player. I love the game. I watch the game. I watch XFL. I think they're going to bring some things that's going to challenge the NFL, not monetarily, but I love that kickoff. It takes some of the craziness and the violence out.
Yeah, I haven't seen one yet.
I love the
I heard
kickoff,
the kickoff was
Oh,
pretty
you
good.
got to see it, man. It is the most beautiful thing because it just makes sense. And I used to chase punts and kickoffs in the NFL. Why am I charging 40, 50 yards at full speed gallop? They've got some other guys charging full speed gallop at me. And the faster you are, they use the little guys to break the wedge. Right. I was a number 4, so I was coming right off when them cornerbacks and them speedsters was getting blown up. I saw some accidents, well, I guess they weren't accidents. I saw some collisions. That was darn right frightening, but I had a job to do, so I keep going for the guy with the ball. But Keith, you're absolutely right. Jeff, you're absolutely right. The violence is so severe that most people can't even imagine getting out there because somewhere in your career, either your athleticism or your lack of it keeps separating you. Till finally it gets to where professional football players at any given time, it's only about 1,750 of them in the world playing NFL football. You can do the math. I think it's 32 teams and it's 53 people, and they keep, 7 to 10 on the taxi squad?
Right.
You do the math
on the
practice squad.
And guess what? Careers are only 3 to 5 years long, maybe.
Well, that's the other trick. 3 years is pension.
Right.
If you're just chasing punts and kickoffs like I was doing, 2.5 years, they come get you.
Right.
Time to go, huh?
Time to go. They caught me walking across the field from breakfast at Hofstra University, where the New York Jets used to be, and the Turk is the coach who cuts you. That's the name of the guy. They called him the Turk. He walks up and said, "Bring your playbook." Now I guess you bring your laptop or something, because it's real modern now. But back in the day, you had a 3-inch binder, and when coach said, "Bring that laptop,"
you knew what was up.
Hey, it's time to go. Huh?
They got a ticket for you out of town to the place you came from.
And a bag. With your clothes.
With your clothes in it. You can't say send me to Las Vegas unless you came from Las Vegas. Yes, sir. It is immediate and drastic when they get rid of you. And only the very best get to go through a retirement. Like you see sometimes in basketball, the guys on a farewell tour. You don't see that too much in football because it's, ain't 16 games.
Right.
Ain't no farewell tour.
No.
Yeah.
No farewell.
And now most guys announce over the off season, like right now, you're starting to see certain guys, 15, 16-year vets, hang it up. You got the Tom Brady situation. He's got 20 years in and 6 Super Bowls, and everybody's wondering, will Kraft, the owner, bring him back, or will Belichick, the businessman, winningest coach of all time, know it's time to move on? And that shows you the business end of the game.
But see, that was the whole problem with Jimmy G. And Brady said, no.
A few years ago, it's time to move on.
Yeah, Brady was the one who decided, no, we're not moving on. We got to get rid of Jimmy G.
Right.
I'm sticking around.
It is so interesting. You guys probably listen to our sports talk radio, but one guy used to use this expression, and you'll know who it is when I say it. Some of the guys, you got to rip the jersey off their backs. You got to rip the jersey off because they don't know when it's time to go. But now I'm going to say this about Tom Brady. With 6 Super Bowls, I don't think nobody knows when it's time for him to go. Yeah, is he feeling it? Is the city love him back? I think Robert Kraft would love him back, but Bill Belichick, the winningest coach of all time, he has no loyalty.
Yeah. Right. And guess what? The Raiders will love him back. The Raiders will love him back. Tampa Bay will love him back. Tennessee will love him back. Detroit. We love you,
Well,
John.
Yeah, but Bray's arm isn't what it used to be. He's starting to look like Elway, not Elway, but Peyton Manning. Some of that stuff he was throwing
Peyton
up.
Manning's neck was screwed up.
But think,
But Denver loved him back.
but I'll tell you a secret. Think about who he was throwing to last year. He lost some of the best receivers in the world.
That's what they said.
He had a great receiver, but now this was a guy who could have used my program, AB.
Oh, well, yes, he could.
He really could have.
And it's another guy in the league that's problematical too. What's his name? The guy at Cleveland. Odell Beckham Jr.
Odell.
Now, have you ever thought about taking this up to another
I've
level?
been writing. I could pull some stuff up on my phone and show you the emails I've sent to because I'm ex-NFL.
Uh-huh.
Please let me work with these guys. But they have people, and some of these people are noted. Chris Carter works with them. But Chris Carter will sit in a meeting and he'll say some stuff so outlandish. He almost got banned from being one of the coaches, and he's an All-Pro. He's an Hall of Famer.
Well, you know what? He's not even on the air anymore.
That's what I was saying.
Right.
He'll make some statements that's, as they say in Detroit, so bold that I don't know if I need him to tell a young 21, 22-year-old what he needs to be doing at the next level. But it's just like we were talking about the administrators in school. Unless you can really get to them or someone who knows them get to them, you don't get the honest listen to that you need to be brought in. And like I tell people, we've been doing this since 97. I remember when I signed up and the lady downstate said, "Are you going to name this company after you?" I said, "Yeah, what's wrong with Blaine Smith and Associates?" She said, "What if you mess up? It'll ruin your name." I said, "Ma'am, I have no intentions of messing up."
Right.
That was never my thought. I got to name this something else because if it go bad, I don't want it attached to me. I can go anywhere and ask anybody who ever had this program to give me a recommendation, and they'll give me a high recommendation because they've seen it work. Matter of fact, I have something on my phone that I have from an 8th grade math teacher from Durfee. It's only about a couple of minutes long, but it's breathtaking when you hear it. Lady said, "I've seen 1,000,000 programs come to this school, and most of them," and she said, "You know what I mean, they're no good." But she said, "When your people come in here, I love the way the young men are dressed. I love the way they talk. I love that they're prepared, and my students love them too." And it was only a 10-week program. And you know what she said? She said, "It's a shame. It's only 10 weeks. The children miss them already."
Okay, well, ladies and gentlemen, Blaine, our time is up.
Oh, man. I thought I'd have trouble talking for this long.
No trouble at all. But you know what? Before we go,
we need him to tell us how people can get in touch with him.
That
His phone
too.
number.
That too. But before we go, Mr. Keith Butler,
Yes,
our sponsor,
one of them.
one of our sponsors, right there, TrueDetroiter.com. True Detroiter Podcast. And Keith, tell us the rest.
TrueDetroiter.com. Go to TrueDetroiter.com. Get your gear. Love Detroit. Show them that you love Detroit. I don't care where you are. Alaska. Alabama. Russia.
Memphis.
Tennessee. I don't care where you are. Wherever you are. If you're a Detroiter, if you're new to Detroit, if you've grown up in Detroit, you left Detroit, wherever you are, go to TrueDetroiter.com and look at our stuff. If you have suggestions, give them to me. We're open to new ideas. Check out our Detroit United gear and order your stuff. Thank you very much.
Oh, hold on. Before we go, couple more things. Just two more things. First one is if you are a small business in the city of Detroit and you want to be on the True Detroiter podcast, check us out. I want you to shoot us an email. That email is
contact@TrueDetroiter.com.
That email is
contact@TrueDetroiter.com. It's real easy to remember. The word contact @TrueDetroiter.com. Hit us up. We'll get back with you, and we'd love to have you on the show to talk about your business what you're doing here in the city, how long you've been here, your ideals, and what you think you need to do to help move the city forward.
And Blaine, again, tell us how people can get in touch with you.
You can reach me at Blaine Smith at AOL.com, and you can also reach me at 313-330-3884. And just want to say hi to Charles, Gerald Robinson, Diane Dabney, Dwayne London. These are folks I've known since I was little.
All right.
Oh,
Hey,
yeah.
Jimmy Macon said, "What's up?" to
Hey,
you,
what's
too.
up there, Big Jim? Macon?
Give us that contact information one more time.
It's Blaine Smith at AOL.com, and you can reach me at 313-330-3884.
Blaine, thank you for coming.
Thanks.
We
Yes.
appreciate
Thanks
it.
for the invite.
Great information, great talk. Good job.
Yes, and all
Yeah.
together now, even though Blaine is from Gary, Indiana, hey, all together, you are watching and listening to the True Detroiter
Detroiter Podcast.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank
See you next time.
Thank you.